Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you very much, Chairperson of the European Parliament Intergroup on Western Sahara. And I think that the issue of the decision that was announced by the European General Court on September the 29th is now almost clear for everybody. And I would start by seconding the appeal that has been just made by the president of the intergroup on the need really for the European Union now to adopt a new approach with regard to the future in terms of the agreements with Morocco, and start thinking really, or using the common sense in terms of the need to respect the decision, but at the same time to think about its impact on the conflict in Western Sahara, but also on the bilateral relations between the European Union and the rest of the North African and the Maghreb countries. The president of the intergroup explained very well the decision, and I think that if I am to emphasize something in addition to the annulment that was the main purpose of the decision, and the main response of the demand that was formulated by the Polisario Front when we introduced our appeal in April and June 2019. So we are really totally satisfied with the fact that the General Court gave us right and proceeded to the annulment, total annulment of the two agreements that they have been challenged by the Polisario Front in front of the General Court. But at the same time, we want to underline that in addition to the annulment of the agreements, the General Court also consolidated the achievements that we had already for the rulings in 2016 and 2018, especially in terms of the consent, the precondition of the consent of the people of Western Sahara in order to get to do any business or any activity that involve the natural resources of the people of Western Sahara. And I think on the consent is the central basis on which the General Court adopted its decision on the 29th of September. That in addition to the consent, the consolidation of the precondition of the consent of the people of Western Sahara, the court also consolidated the fact that Western Sahara is distinct and separated territory from Morocco, and consolidated also the right of self-determination of the people of Western Sahara as the only and unique way to settle the decolonization conflict in Western Sahara, and also reaffirmed the position or the condition of the Polisario Front as the representative, the sole representative of the people of Western Sahara. But the new elements for us that would really make us think exactly the way in which the president of the intergroup was referring as this decision to be a turning point are basically three new facts. The first one is the issue in relation with the idea of the benefit of the people of Western Sahara on those agreements, because the central argument of the European Council, the Council of the European Union, was that what the people of Western Sahara were benefiting from those agreements. So the court said very clearly that there is no argument at all about that, and that what matters is the consent of the people of Western Sahara. And then the second element is in relation with the procedure that the European Commission, especially the European Commission, was trying to sell out this idea of renewing the agreements, including the Western Sahara territory, that the Commission undertaken a sort of consultations with the people on ground in the territory, and that they expressed some views that it's really positive and that they are benefiting from those agreements. So the court on the 29th stated very clearly that there is no point about that at all, and that the consultations could never substitute the precondition of getting the consent of the people of Western Sahara. And the third element, which is even more important, is in relation with the status of the Polisario Front, because in 2016 the court, the General Court, said that the Polisario is the Polisario representative of the people of Western Sahara, and stopped there. But this time around, because of the nature of the appeals that they have been introduced, and that the fact that the new agreement included explicitly Western Sahara, thus the Polisario Front as a sole representative has had the right to challenge them, the court this time around further clarified the status of the Polisario Front and confirmed that a part of being the representative of the people of Western Sahara has also the personal legality to challenge those agreements and to defend the rights of the people of Western Sahara and the territory in front of the European justice system. And we think that this has really a very important impact both on the political level but also on the legal and the economic level. So I just want to emphasize on two things: that from our point of view, we call upon the European state members, but also the Council of the European Union, to abstain from appealing the decision of the General Court, because that would really project a very bad image about the European Union as a whole, a union that is trying to project an image of being respectful to the law, to the international law, and to the decisions of the justice, for the third or the fourth time is challenging its own decisions just to serve some narrow interests with a third country, which is Morocco in this case. That's the first appeal that we would like to make. And the second one is to clarify and that one of the arguments of the the Council of the European Union and the Commission and France also and Spain, the countries that they have been involved in the process, that the renewal of the agreement has only an economic connotation, has no political impact on the process that was going on in Western Sahara. And this is really something false, because we know for sure that one of the elements that encouraged Morocco to violate the terms of the ceasefire and challenge almost the whole UN attempts to decolonize the territory was because of those wrong signs that they have been repeatedly given by the European Union and other international capitals, that through which Morocco got this sentiment of impunity on being above the law. And that's why Morocco dared to violate the terms of the ceasefire, occupy a new part of the land of Western Sahara, extend the existing military wall, and now that is why we have the war going on in Western Sahara. So the European Union decision by extending the agreements to Western Sahara had a central impact on the a bad and negative impact on the political process going on by then. And now it is not only the war in Western Sahara. Now there is a mounting tension in the region. You would have known, of course, about the severing of diplomatic relations between Algeria and Morocco. Everybody knows that the Moroccan behavior in terms of policies of destabilization of the whole region is at the origin of this decision, but also the lack of cooperation from Morocco in terms of decolonizing the territory and allowing the referendum to take place was also at the center of the reasons that led Algeria to adopt this decision. Now there is a tension in the region, a region exactly at the doors of the European Union, and we think that the format that has been used and in place for decades now by the European Union, thinking only about the interests of Morocco at the cost and the expense of the other people and the countries of the region, is not working anymore, and the European Union really has to adopt a new approach to avoid further escalation in the situation and to diffuse the situation on ground in Western Sahara and in the region as a whole. I think the European Union has to adopt a clearer position on Western Sahara, has to abide by the decisions of the European Court of Justice, but also has to abide by the international law and express a full support to the only ratified agreement between the parties to date, which is that one that would have led to the organization of a referendum of self-determination, and that's I think the formula that would serve. It's on the interest not only for the people of Western Sahara and the people of Morocco, the people of the region and Europe as a whole. So I thank you very much for your attention, and we will be very ready to respond to any question later.